So this video recently was spread on social media of Michael Bloomberg talking about Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. Now, this is a short clip, but it's worth sharing.
There was a guy, Bernie Sanders, who would have beaten Donald Trump. The polls show he would have walked away with it. But Hillary Clinton got the nomination for a variety of reasons.
That's 10 seconds. All Bernie Sanders has to do, if Michael Bloomberg ever becomes an issue, put that into an official Bernie Sanders ad. Just clip out, like even take out the Hillary part. Just put in the first 8 seconds.
There was a guy, Bernie Sanders, who would have beaten Donald Trump. The polls show he would have walked away with it.
Boom. Stick those 6 seconds into a Bernie ad, combine it with some other stuff. There you go. Actually, this is what you could do. You can add this clip to this. Bloomberg plagiarized parts of at least 8 of his plans. So this is a recent story in The Intercept. Let me just read a little bit here just to give you the overview. Mike Bloomberg's campaign plagiarized portions of its plans for maternal health, LGBTQ equality, the economy, tax policy, infrastructure, and mental health from research publications, media outlets, and a number of nonprofit educational and policy groups. That can go into an ad to attack Bloomberg again if Bloomberg ever becomes an issue. Sometimes I think we latch on to narratives that really are never going to become anything because they have no real support. Yes, Michael Bloomberg is buying a ton of ads. Yes, he has clearly grown support in the polls because of it. But at some point, I think there's a point of diminishing returns when it comes to how much support a billionaire can actually buy. Because if you have no real connection to anybody and all you're doing is buying airtime and getting your name out there, name recognition is only going to take you so far. So the moment you start attacking someone like that, you can take them down pretty easily because already the image that people have in their head is very fresh of who this person is, that all you got to do is show them another side and then quickly it changes their opinion on who that person is. But they can also discuss this in an ad potentially. Mike Bloomberg is paying influencers to make him seem cool. So this is, I read this story. It's the kind of thing that, companies do to try and spread their product out there. They pay influencers to talk about the product. Michael Bloomberg is doing that with his campaign because he has no real support. Especially no support from young people. So he has to fake it by trying to pay influencers to talk about how awesome Mike Bloomberg is. It's, again, any of these things, like this is all, he's a paper tiger. You can attack him and this stuff would just completely, he would just collapse. There's also this. 2 members of DNC Rules Committee are simultaneously working on Bloomberg's presidential campaign. One was just nominated by DNC Chair Tom Perez to be a vice chair of the Convention Rules Committee. So this is another way in how the DNC is trying to rig the process against Bernie Sanders if Bernie doesn't hit above 50% of the delegates by the convention. So this is the kind of crap we're up against. And let's just be completely honest. If Bernie wins the most delegates, even if it's not half, but if he wins the most delegates, if he comes out of this primary with the most delegates and they screw him, I'm not going to tell you to vote for Bernie Sanders. I'm not going to tell you to vote for the Democratic nominee. Because how could I tell you that after the candidate was just completely screwed by the party? So, look, I don't want to think ahead to that because right now the fight's in front of us. And it does look like Bernie can absolutely win the most delegates and become the nominee. But if the party screws him, I'm not going to be the one to tell you to, bow your head and vote Democrat because it just wouldn't. How could I? It would be a completely rigged process. So just a little taste of who Michael Bloomberg is and why, if he ever becomes an issue, why any small attack on him, focusing on any one of these things. I mean, I didn't even discuss stop and frisk and his whole history as New York's mayor. There is so much to go into when it comes to Michael Bloomberg. So if they launch any attack on him at all, if he becomes an issue, I don't think his support will hold up for very long.